Let's go now to the north. Our abled eyes, hands, and boots on the ground. Christopher Mwaku, who first broke the story about the 19 boys who were sodomized at school by their social studies teacher, Natoma Otabil. He's joining us with another groundbreaking report. We understand that the bridge has been washed away, regions have been cut apart from each other. Christopher, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Johnny. I'm doing great.
Great. Now, what's happening in your region? We know that Northeast, Savannah, all those places, cool places, then suddenly we hear disturbing. What's happening there?
Yes, so there was a heavy downpour in the late hours of Saturday around 7 p.m. and it rained throughout the night, causing a lot of floods in the entire Savannah region, washing away some portions of roads, rendering commuters and the transportation of goods very, very serious situation. As we speak, if you are moving from Bole to Sola to Wa, you will not be able to go because the Dolly Bridge has been washed away. And so commuters from Wa who are trying to access the Chimay and Kumasi to Accra, that is the southern part of the country, will have to pass through Sola, Damango, then to Damango Junction before they now move towards Bupi, Kintampo, Techimai, and to other places, which is very costly now because travelers or commuters will have to pay more and because of the longer distance. Now, if you're also from Kitu going to Salaga in the eastern part of the Savannah region, it's not accessible because the road has been washed away. Now, the Tamale, Salaga, Makango road, portions of it has also been taken over by the flood waters. Interestingly, Johnny, for the Salaga, Tamale, Makango stretch, this road has been on contract. In fact, first since 2016, and in 2020, the contract was abrogated. It was EMP, Ibrahim Mohammed's company.
Right.
The contract was abrogated in 2020, and up to now, Johnny, I must say that little is done on the road. No serious work is done. Every day, the contractors are on site, but you go there and you don't see any better improvement. So the situation is worse as we speak because of the floods. Now, the Salaga-Kito stretch has also been on contract since 2020, and as we speak, the contractor has left site. So the devastation, I don't know when this can be remedied for the people within that enclave to also be able to access other parts of the municipality. So, Johnny, generally, it's a serious issue here.
Now, I'm looking at the graphic pictures that we see, and if for those of you who have not had the benefit of seeing this is live on 3FM 92.7, our Facebook page. That's 3FM 927 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What does this mean for the farming communities and for those who are go up north to cut goods to bring to the south? What does this mean for all of us?
Yes, so Johnny, it's a serious issue because since yesterday, for instance, yesterday today would have been EAG, Atibubu to Ejura market. Unfortunately, people cutting their goods from Salaga, Sandai, Bimbila, and other places to access EAG, Atibubu, and Ejura are unable to do so because they could not cross to Makango, then they will cross over to Yeji with the pontoon. So their goods have been left at the other side of the road. Now, if you go far to the Bole area as well, this is where most of the food produce from the south enters the north through the Bole areas as well. So it is also very difficult for them to be able to transport their goods across to the other side of the region. So, Johnny, generally, it is a very serious issue that we are facing up here in the north.
Have people's homes been washed away as a result of this situation?
Hundreds of homes. If you go to the Bole areas, for instance, a lot of them have been brought down by the flood waters. If you go to the Salaga, Kito, Makango areas, that is the same situation that happened to the people living around these areas. So it has rendered hundreds of them homeless, and as we speak, most of them are putting up with other family members in the communities that have been affected.
Now, was this to be expected? The bridge that has now been washed away, did the people see it coming?
To some extent, John, yes, because if you're familiar with the Boli Solar Highway, the road has been in a very terrible state over the past years. I remember somewhere 2019, the roads minister was in the region and toured part of the Savannah region, including that particular stretch, and he promised that they were going to work on it. So date, nothing has been done on that particular stretch of road. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you see the Salaga, Makango, Tamale Highway, that some 59.11 kilometers has been on contract since 2020, abrogated in 2020, and we awarded the Davimbe Construction Limited, and not much is done on the road. Now, the Salaga Road, for instance, that place, the contractor has really left side. So definitely, these areas, you expect that when it rains like this, especially with the over 12 hours rain, it is expected that these portions of the roads will be washed away.
Christopher, now, my final question before I ask you to go so we can engage the engineer from the highways in the Savannah region. The livelihoods of the people clearly have been affected. Do we have NADMO support as we speak in the area for the people?
As of now, no. NADMO is even yet to begin assessing the extent of damage. Apart from the road that has been washed away yesterday, NADMO officials visited the site to also see for themselves what is happening, including highway authorities. But as they are yet to begin assessing the impact within the communities, because yesterday it stopped raining up here around 12 midday. So NADMO officials were unable to begin assessment within the communities. So even if they would do, then it should be today. So as we speak, there hasn't been any support from NADMO because they have not even assessed the impact of the devastation caused by the flood.
Christopher Mankwa, thank you very much indeed. His eyes, boots, and ears on the ground in the Savannah region. We're grateful that you could join us.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much. And it's 8:30 here on 3FM 92.7. This is the Sunrise Morning Show. We will get straight into another conversation. And it tells you the kind of situation we find ourselves in. NADMO has gone there, but they're yet to fully assess. In the meantime, the homes have been washed away. Regions have been torn apart, not because they don't agree with each other, but because disaster happened. And it is an act of God. Was it to be expected? Yes. Where is the contractor? Why is the contract stalled? And who is talking to who? So that we can bring respite to the people, ameliorate their issues and their challenges. These are the bread and butter issues that the people want to talk about. Every now and then, these are the issues that the people want to be engaged with. Look, let me give you a report of what happened at Tetegu last Friday while we try and work the telephone lines to get you a highways person. Listen.
The annual spillage of excess water from the Wija Dam compound the plight of residents, as areas earmarked for buffer of the Densu River have been heavily encroached by private developers. Homes sited on water courses have been flooded with some occupants having to relocate. Drains are also non-existent and the riverbank now a dump site. Volumes of water from upstream have created craters of feeder and inner roads in the community, making commuting difficult. The 3FM Community Engagement Program, Community Connect, brought together stakeholders to deliberate on ways to mitigate the impact of the perennial flooding. Chief of Tetegu Ni Kofi Kuma expressed concern over the authorities' inability to conduct regular dredging in the Densu River to manage the situation.
Wake Densu mi echi.
Why
Achami. Waba shikon sande yeli ya biye. Many ho shikon mami manche mabi. Ke manche denche. Milacha manche jimi. Na wo mi manche shikon ni maho ni kabasa ma.
But head of communications at the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Marty, disagreed.
It is the District Assembly must answer why they will issue a building permit
For an unauthorized area.
an unauthorized area. One question. You wouldn't blame Ghana Water Company for that one. There are structures springing up in the waterway into the sea. So please demolish these structures before they turn into homes.
We have to pay for the answer.
Well, I'm just trying to connect the dots for you to see that there's water everywhere. Now, let's go back to Savannah region. Engineer Jeff Safiamo Jeffy is the regional highway director of the Savannah region. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
Great.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sir,
Please, am I on air?
yes, you are live on radio on 3FM 92.7 in Accra.
Okay.
Yes, sir. What is happening in your backyard? I hear bridge has been washed away, regions have been cut apart, people can't move to and fro. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Can you explain why that is happening?
The thing happened on the N12. That's the Bole Bamboe Tuwa Road at a location called Doli, which is about 25 kilometers from Sola. There has been a heavy downpour and a dam has been overflown or full to its capacity and then caused the destruction. That's eroding the road into two, washing away a culvert. So the road is divided into two. No vehicle can cross the other way.
Now, what does that mean for you as highway director for the entire region? Your way has been messed up.
Yeah, it's a big blow to the network because now people cannot, commute freely on that road. So it's a big blow. So far, we have alternative routes that the motorists can use.
Which are these?
If you are coming from the south, going towards the north, when you get to Techiman, you take right. There's a roundabout at Techiman. You take right towards Kintampo Road. And then you get to Fufuso. And then you can branch left through Damango to Sola. Then you take right off here to Wa.
I see.
Now, if you are also from around Wenchi, you can going towards the north. You can go to New Yongoro and then turn right to Kintampo and then turn left. Then you hit towards Fufuso and then you do the same thing. You turn left at Fufuso, through Damango to Sola, then right, you hit to the Wa Road.
Okay.
Now, when you are also from Wa, coming to the south,
Okay.
when you get to Fufuso, you turn left through Damango. Sorry, when you are coming from Wa, and you get to Solar, you turn left through Solar, Tamango to Ufoso, and then you turn right, then you are on the Intampo Techiman Road.
I see.
So far, these
are the alternate routes that you have.
The motorists can use for the time being.
Was the bridge under construction and in the hands of a contractor, sir?
No, it wasn't under construction.
But was it under a contract?
The Bole Bamboy Road, no, it was not under contract.
Okay. I'm talking about the bridge that has been washed away at Dolly. The specific portion, right?
Yes, it's not under contract.
Now, the reports we're getting is that there was a contractor there who has moved away. Is that not the case?
No. That road is not on contract.
Was the structural integrity of that bridge intact before the rains came?
It's not a bridge. It's a culvert.
Right. Was the structural integrity intact before Saturday's rain?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Yes, the structural integrity was okay. You know, water is very strong. So sometimes these disasters do happen. But it doesn't mean that the culvert was structurally not sound.
Was a culvert the best thing we could have put there?
Yes.
And so now the people are complaining that something better could have been done there, and then that was not done. What do you say to them?
Oh, I beg to differ. You know, this road was constructed some time back, and it was a design road, and that was the structure needed to be put there. Hence, it was put there. But like I said, it's a disaster. These things happen from time to time. So it's not that a different structure was supposed to be put there. That was the right structure to be put there.
Well, when you say happens from time to time, we're talking about the dam that usually overflows regularly. That has always been there. Is that the situation we're talking about?
No, what I mean that it happens from time to time is, naturally disasters happen from time to time. I don't mean this particular one, but in general, disasters happen from time to time. That's what I meant.
I see. Is there a bridge closer to the place, Mr. Jeffy?
No.
A dam, sorry.
There are a series of culverts that are put there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is there a dam closer to the place, Mr. Jeffy?
Yes, there is a dam closer to the place. That was what overtoppled.
But this, it didn't start yesterday. In terms of Saturday, because the dam has always overflowed, hasn't it?
Come again?
The dam has always overflowed, hasn't it, sir?
No, it doesn't overflow always.
But each
this
time...
one was due to the heavy downpour.
Is this the first time this is happening?
Yes.
The first time the dam is overflowing because of heavy rain?
Sometimes it overflows, but it doesn't cause any havoc. But this time around, unfortunately, this is what happened.
So could something have been done about the dam, maybe an expansion of a sort, based on past happenings that when it rains and it's heavy, it overflows, and it could possibly have washed away the culvert like it did now?
Yes. So certainly, it means we'll have to take a second look at the dam and do something to actually prevent future occurrence of this situation.
Have you done an assessment of how much this could possibly cost?
We are on it. We are on the assessment. Because it just happened yesterday, so we are on the assessment.
Preliminarily, what is the extent of damage that you have seen?
The extent is about 30 meters.
I see.
It's about 30 meters. That's the extent of the damage.
30 meters, and then let's talk about the destruction that it has caused in terms of the roads, the houses, farms, etc. What did you find?
Yeah, it has destroyed the road, as we are all aware of. It has destroyed the culvert, and the water is flowing into the farmland. So that is the extent of the destruction.
But people live closer to the farms. Have their homes also been washed away?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that.
You didn't see any homes around the farms?
I haven't heard any complaint about that.
That people's homes have been washed away?
Yes, I haven't heard any complaint about that.
See, now, do we have, the question that always comes up is about money. If we finish doing the assessment, we know what to do, but the question comes is that, do we have the money to be able to do it as a matter of urgency?
To fix the road?
Yes, the culvert.
Yes, we shall fix it. We shall fix it.
Oh,
and we have to fix it.
You sound very confident.
Yes, we shall fix it.
Usually, how soon is the highway authority able to fix such things?
I cannot tell you the timeline, but we are working around the clock to restore the situation.
You know, sir, that this could have an impact on how much fuel the vehicles trying to ply Accra or the south, north, and north-south, and how that could invariably also affect the prices of goods and services, transport fares, etc. So the people will start complaining and pointing accusing fingers at you. I don't want them to do that. That's why I'm asking you, give or take, do you have a timeline?
This is an emergency, and we are going to tackle it in an emergency manner. So this is the time to tell the motorists to bear with us, that this is a disaster, and certainly we are working around the clock to restore the situation. So they should bear with us.
The rains are not over yet. If another rain of the magnitude that happened on Saturday happens again, what could we possibly be looking at?
So, and in fact, we pray that what you said wouldn't happen. You know, like I said, it's a disaster. Sometimes it comes in a surprise manner. So we just pray and hope that when the rains continue, we don't have any situation like this.
I'm worried about the other culverts that you spoke about. You said there are 3 culverts there. The other 2 culverts, I'm presently worried about them. Are you equally worried about them, that if we get heavy rain, they could also be washed away?
Yes, I'm equally worried, but the situation will be put under control very soon. Because we know the importance of that road. So we are working around the clock to have it solved.
I see. Engineer, I thank you very much for your time.
You are welcome.
Great. Engineer Jeffrey Jaffe, the Savannah Regional Manager or Director of the Highway Authority. Oh, Charlie. We will get there. The question is D for the bang. That's it. D for the bang. That's it. D for the bang. M for maybe.
3FM Sunrise.
What exactly he has also witnessed and the extent of damage he has seen and what his plans are. I hate to see people suffer. Those who know me know that I hate to see people suffer. And Richardson, Aivo, and all the great guys who made Osibisa. They made Ghana proud. Beautiful song there. But it draws up a lot of emotions. This is where we're supposed to drink water. We talk about drinking water all the time. In fact, life without water is impossible. What really goes into the water that you drink? Do you know what really is contained in the water that you consume? With Savannah purified water, you are not only guaranteed the pleasure of satisfying your thirst, but you are assured of water that is purified using a series of filtration, reverse osmosis, ultraviolet sterilization, and ozonation to meet the standard quality your body needs. With over 100,000 bottles consumed every day, Savannah purified water has gained acceptance as the #1 water brand in Ghana today. And now, with every bottle of Savannah mineral water you consume, you directly contribute to impacting lives through the Savannah Changing Lives initiative from its orphanage. Boy, it's 49 minutes after 8 here on 3FM 92.7. Yusuf, welcome. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, my brother.
How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you?
I am not happy that your people are in pain. Are you feeling same?
I'm feeling worse than that.
What happened in your constituency?
Yeah, so Sunday morning, there was this heavy downpour that started around 3:30 thereabouts, and it got one of our dams flooded, and it has to overrun its banks, and thereby causing a very serious havoc on one of our roads. And this road is now broken into two. The road links Bole to the Upper West region, as well as the Savannah regional capital and the northern regional capital, Tamale. It is this road that also links Upper West to the southern sector. And so for the past 2 days, people are unable to access the road, and it's so much of a harm to all of us in that area.
The extent of damage that your people have experienced, are you able to describe it to us this morning?
In a very short, in a summary, I'll say that it's so devastating. Economic activities have come to standstill. Even our registration exercise, especially those coming from that area, cannot come and do the registration. Students who are going to Upper West for classes are unable to go, and those who were there before the exercise are unable to return home. In fact, it is a very serious problem at hand, and we are calling on stakeholders to come to our aid.
Did you see this problem coming? This dam overflowing to wash away the culvert? Did you see it coming?
To be honest with you, I was of the view that there's another place called Bombote around the Banankonta area. That for me gave a sign, and so I reported it to the Minister of Roads. I also asked a question on the floor of Parliament relating to that particular part of the road. This one came to me as a surprise, even though I realized that for some years now, that damp has not been distilled. And so I realized it was becoming flatter. And what it means is that a heavy downpour like this, you won't be able to contain the water. But I never saw this coming. This happened somewhere in the 90s. And so there was a solution to it, and we thought that would have ended it. Unfortunately, we woke up on Sunday to this situation.
Now, this must be quite devastating. Predominantly a farming community, their farmlands have been flooded,
Submerged,
inundated
yes.
with water, submerged. How are they surviving? Do you know?
Yeah, so I've sent my people, thank God, where this incident occurred, I have people, party executives on both sides. So I've asked those in the northern part of this to assess the situation and get back to me, and those on the southern sector of my constituency between Bole and then that damaged bridge are also to assess the situation and get back to me. From the Bole side, it's only farms that they have to assess because there are no buildings there. But the other side, you have so many buildings, and I ask them to find out those houses that are submerged in the water, want to know the farms that are submerged in the water, and then want to know the roads that are cut. Apart from this main one, there's another road that links Doli to a place called Simariri. That place too, I'm told the road is cut and the people cannot access the main road. I've also asked that my people should go there and see what exactly is happening. Some, I'm told, have even lost their animals because the water carried away some animals around that area.
And I just got off the phone with the Savannah Regional Director of the highways. He says, well, there are two other culverts there. He is scared, as you are, that they could also be washed away if we get a downpour of this nature. What is the residual plan in place for your people around the area? I'm sure that the RegSec at this point will be meeting, DISEC will be meeting. What do we know?
Yeah, so I had a chat with the DCE as well as the regional minister. I called him yesterday. In fact, he called me. I sent him a message and he called me yesterday. And so we had a very good conversation. Like you said, RegSec will meet and DISEC will also meet. Then NADMO will be brought in to see what they can do to assist the people. The alternative, the Ministry of Roads has come out with a publication that people from Upper West and for that matter, Wa area, when they get to Solar, they have to use the Solar Damango Fufluso Road to be able to access the southern sector. And those from the southern sector who are also going to the Upper West will have to also, alternatively, if you have the means, you go by air. If you don't have the means and you want to drive, then you also have to go to Techimai and veer off through Kintampo and then to Fulfuso, then to Sola, and then you're able to access Upper West. Those of us from Tamale, Brombole, who want to access Tamale, we also have to use the New Longoro road that links you up to Kintampo, and then from there you are able to access Tamale. And those who are in Bole, who wants to come to the southern sector, they don't have a problem because that road, as we speak, is more trouble. Except to say that there's a danger at a place called Bombote. The road has also, the rain has also washed that road, and it's left a very small portion for it to also break into two. And I have drawn the attention of the Minister of Roads to this situation.
You tell me how this will affect the economics of the area in terms of transport fares, how expensive food will become. Their farms have been, submerged. How are the people going to survive? And for those who are going to be crisscrossing from the south to the north and back because the easy way has been washed away, they are going to use the longer route, which is much more expensive. Yes?
Yeah, so you can look at this from two angles. One, the short-term effect and the long-term effect. Like we earlier on said, people have cultivated their yam farms, people have cultivated maize and all of that, and these farms, including animals, have been submerged in water. What it means is that this year they're not going to harvest anything. And what it means is that next year they won't have any harvest to be able to live on. And that is a long-term effect to the farmers. Now, the short term is that even those who have harvested, some have harvested their crops and all of that, they cannot bring these crops to the farm to sell. And then it means that, especially the perishable ones, some do tomato, some do yam. If we're not able to solve this immediately, it means that these crops will also go bad. And it will also give them both short and long-term economic impact. Now, there are traders around that area who cannot go to the markets again. Most of the markets in the Bole area are within this area. You have a place called Doli, that is where it happened. There's a market there, a small market there. You go to Bogda, there's a small market there.
Okay.
You go to Mankuma, there's a market there. You go to Kakia, there's a market there. And it takes you to the other constituency, the Soratuna Kalba constituency, where most of my people also go to do trading. What it means is that they won't be able to do all these things, and that will have another impact on their economic activities. Earlier on spoke about education. People these days travel to Upper West, the regional capital, Wa, to attend classes over the weekends and come back to continue their work in Bole. Some were there when this thing happened. They are unable to come. And those who were supposed to also go and attend classes cannot also go. So indeed, it's a very serious matter, and it has a lot of ramifications affecting the people of Bole and the people around that area.
Those of us here who expect our yam, granuts, and tomatoes, onions, and the rest from the north, should we be worried that it might become expensive?
You should be worried because you now have to pay a higher price to be able to get it. If somebody will have to struggle and take the tomato or the yam, and instead of going through Bole to Techimai, he would have to now go through Sola to Fulfulsuru, that is through Damango, through Kintampo before he gets to Techimai. What it means is that it's going to incur so much when it comes to transportation. And definitely this will also reflect in the pricing of the commodity. So those of you who are in the southern sector should not think that it's just a problem for us. It is a national problem. It's a problem that can affect your pockets as well.
Have your people been able to register in the ongoing registration exercise?
I said it earlier on, we're facing so many challenges. Even those from the southern sector who are not affected by this damage, I find it difficult. 3 days ago, I'm told that people from Bamboy traveled almost 2 to 3 hours to Bole. They got there very late because they had to mobilize themselves and get there. Not very late, they got there around 11 o'clock. Over 100 of them were not able to register. 36 of them had to go back to Bamboy without their cards. And the question is whether these children will be motivated enough to come back or not. Clearly, they are disenfranchised, not as a result of their faults. And where this thing occurred yesterday, a lot of them had prepared themselves to go and register. Unfortunately, they won't be able to do it. So clearly it's going to affect the registration process, the turnout will be affected, and it's going to be a worry to all of us.
Yusuf Suleimana, I thank you very much indeed for your time. You are MP for Bole Bamboy, and we empathize with you this morning. Thank you.
I'm grateful, my brother, and
Grateful.
thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. 3FM Sunrise is always here for you.
Time is getting harder.
Oh.
Some of them are Allah, some are God.
Yeah, though.
Each and every day, time is getting harder. Some of them are Allah, some are God.
One of the few conscious people who likes reggae,
Can't get no
Lawyer Godwin Eduji Tamaklo, is in studio.
no close to
We'll
it.
engage him, but first,
Nowhere to
let's
live.
talk about Afro Connect. We'll get ready for another cultural explosion like never before. September 21, 2023, Osajifo's own birthday. Africa will witness the ultimate celebration of Africa diversity and flavor, the 3FM Afro Connect event right here in Accra, Ghana. All roads will lead to the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park to experience the magic of Africa art and creativity. Come and witness the much anticipated sizzling jollof war competition, igniting the culinary showdown. Yeah, showdown. Côte d'Ivoire, who won last year, maintained their enviable jollof war title for another year. The Nigerians say, Ghanaians say, Togolese, well, we wait. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Whether you are passionate about the Africa food, arts, music, fashion, games, or simply looking to make new connections, the 3FM Afro Connect event on the 21st of September is the place to be at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, Accra, on the Tamils High Street, 10 a.m. sharp till Mama calls. To participate or sell or make enquiries, please call 053